What is going on, guys? It's Reflex here, and with the new year of 2019 comes the month of Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm gonna do my best to upload once every single day. Now, let me just say this, that's not a set in stone thing, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, but I'm gonna do my best. But today's topic, shouts out to Eric Jordan 99 for giving me this topic, well, kind of tweeting at me and mentioning me, and it sparked this topic back in my head because I actually made a video talking about this a long time ago. Well, a different variation, but it was talking that Kingdom Hearts 3 has a weird issue, and it was kind of ranging around maybe some people are kind of overhyping this to the point where their expectations were going to be so high that no matter how good Kingdom Hearts 3 would be, it would not even meet the expectations, and therefore people would talk bad about it. But this is, you know, I'm not now. Well, let me clarify by first saying that I do not believe that Kingdom Hearts 3 will be bad. I honestly think it will be game of the year for 2019 and arguably possibly the greatest game of the past 10 years. Maybe even more. Greatest game of all time. Possibly. Now that's a bold statement right there. That's why I said possibly, but I do believe that it's going to be game of the year. But the topic is, what happens if Kingdom Hearts 3 is bad? How do we as a community respond to this? You know, like, cause we've been waiting for arguably 13 years, but really have been waiting for this game since the release of 5 years. So we've been waiting for this game for a very long time. So how do we as a community react to this game? Will our hearts let us criticize a game that we've waited so long for? You know, will we be allowed to do that? You know, like, will the nostalgia of growing up with this series let us be mad if the game is bad? Now, personally, me, if the game is terrible, I will be extremely disappointed. I will feel heartbroken. I will probably, I don't know, I'll be devastated, to be quite honest. And the look of it, obviously the game doesn't look like it can be bad, but with that being said, there's always possibilities that no matter how good the game looks or how good the story of the game will be, it still has a possibility of being bad. Like, hence Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain looked amazing. The story was finally going to be put together, and arguably, you know, even though they put the timeline at the end of the game and it was put together, it was unfinished. There was stuff that they left holes in the plot, and stuff just wasn't finished. The turmoil within the company of Konami versus Hideo Kojima, that Kojima ended up leaving, making his own little company, which, I mean, leaving the game unfinished really just pretty much set the grave for Metal Gear Solid for the series to come, you know, because that Metal Gear Survive was, oh my, we're not even going to talk about that. But then Final Fantasy 15, the game that was known as Final Fantasy Versus 13 that we all wanted, and still to this day people think that that's going to be made, and I mean, I think we need to lay that in the grave with Final Fantasy 15 as well. Now, I'm not saying Final Fantasy 15 is a bad game, but it didn't start off good. Let's just be real. The game started off coming out, it started off unfinished. It didn't mesh well. The pacing of the story was not good at all. Chapter 13, many Final Fantasy 15 fans know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the original 13. But then you know, the fact that it needed 3 DLCs to try to piece the story together that they arguably could have, and I've said arguably a lot this video, but I think they probably could have put those DLC stories just in the game itself, waited a couple, maybe 3 months to release it, push it back, delay it, put those DLCs in the game and make it, instead of DLCs, actual part of the story. I honestly think have a good game, you know. And then just seeing what happened now that the current director has left, and 2 out of the 3 promised episodes got canceled, which I wanted a Luna Freya. I wanted to like Luna Freya a little bit more than we got to. We didn't really get to like her. And that's where all these arguments about, you know, Stella and Luna, like who would have been a better character, comes about. But this isn't about those 2 games, but those are prime examples of 2 games that could have been amazing, and they fell short just because of certain things within the game. And that brings me to Kingdom Hearts 3. The story is not set in stone that it'll be amazing. What happens if the story, you know, the game gets a release and the story is unfinished? They leave plot holes towards the end of the game that, you know, we still have questions. Now, obviously, it's okay to have questions when it comes to a game. All the story needs to be checked out. All the loose ends need to be tied. They cannot leave any ounce of story left unsaid that needs to be told, because the thing that I know about games like this where the story is so intensive when it comes to the game, fans will rip it apart if they don't answer a question. And this is true. I mean, just look, Metal Gear Solid and Final Fantasy 15 are perfect and prime examples of this, because legit, like, 1 chapter of Metal Gear Solid 5 wasn't there, and pretty much the game was then considered bad because of that and unfinished, which, I mean, it does make sense that it was unfinished, but it was considered bad because it didn't talk about, you know, where Liquid went on from there. And then for Final Fantasy 15, it was just simply the fact that there was DLCs for the game that could have just been put in the game from the beginning if they would have delayed it. And if they would have delayed it, all this talk about how bad that game is could have just been, you know, wiped away. But yes, little things like that can create a bad narrative for the game in general. And that's the main thing that scares me for Kingdom Hearts 3, but I do believe in Tetsuya Nomura that I think he can do this right. With that being said, again, if it does come to the point where somehow, some way this game ends up being bad, the gameplay's bad, maybe there's not enough content, the story isn't finished, maybe there's no post-game content, no secret bosses, stuff like that, you know, where we can't enjoy it more than maybe a couple times of playing it, like anything like that. If it ends up being bad in some type of way, how do we as a community respond? And that's my question to you guys. So leave down in the comment section below. I want actual, like, detailed explanations. I read every single comment, but yes, I want to know how you would respond. Will you be heartbroken? Would you, you know, kind of not even, like, lose respect for Tetsuya Nomura or even the Square team? Now, given, I know it sounds like I'm being negative. I am not. I want this game to be the best it can be, but at the same time, I want to know the what if scenario. Like, what if, how would we respond? So yes, just let me know your thoughts down below. But let me go ahead and change the mood a little bit. I don't want to end this video on a negative note of people thinking that I'm trashing Kingdom Hearts 3 and thinking it's going to be bad, because that is not the case. 27 to 28 days, depending on when this video goes up, we will all collectively have Kingdom Hearts 3 either, you know, within our hands, you know, in a brand new limited edition Kingdom Hearts PS4 Pro, which I didn't get, rip, but then also just maybe you downloaded it digitally. However you got it, we will all be playing it around the same time, and it will be probably one of the funnest times we'll ever have, to be quite honest. We can make new memories, because I got this comment that was talking about that, you know, they played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 when they were like in high school, and now they got a family of their own. Like, legit, you started off playing it, making memories for yourself, and now you can make memories for your family, and maybe get your little ones, if you have a kid, get your little ones into the game, you know, create memories for them, because there will be lasting memories to come. Because like I said, a memory that I have in Kingdom Hearts 1 is me and my mom playing, and now for Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm definitely my second playthrough, because your boy got to get in it in first, you know, I got to play the game first. Let me not get that twisted. I got some content to make. But no, me and my mom will be playing a playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 3. I gotta start off the series. I gotta end this Xehanort saga how I started it off, by playing Kingdom Hearts with my mom, and I just feel like that'd be a perfect send-off. Obviously the series isn't over, but this whole storyline is, and I just feel like I gotta end it the same way I started it, honestly. And just keep your expectations at a certain level. Don't obviously we can hype the game up, but don't overhype it to where, you know, your outlandish expectations don't get met, so then you automatically think, well, the game was good, but it's shit since it didn't meet my expectations. Like, don't do that. Just keep them realistic, and let's just have a blast and play this game. And I realized I ended this video off kind of contradicting what the whole entire title was about, but as I clarified in the beginning, I don't think it will be bad, but it was more of a what if. How do we as a community respond? You know, that was really the topic and all that. It was a short video, probably not as short now since my dumb ass is rambling, but you know me, like to ramble. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and you guys know the drill. I will see you guys later.